to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, guys, this is Memphis Mark, and we're coming from Mullet Manor. We're going to do the review for 5/21 for NXT. And they start off generally with their basic review of last week and what's leading up to most of these matches. And then they go straight into a North American qualifying match for the ladies' belt. You got Thea Hale with Chase U and Valen Henry, excuse me. And the match, of course, is good. And you've got Chase U with Ridge Holland even trying to do, the big U sign. Is outside giving support, and the match itself pretty good, not bad. We get a Ivan Putski reference, the big Polish hammer, and when I'm watching this, I do kind of see a little bit of Daniel Bryan, the way she kind of grapples Thea does and everything, so pretty good match, but there's going to be a time when Valen goes to use a chair, and Ridge stops her, which causes the referee to get rid of Chase U, which causes a distraction, which ends up to Valen, getting pinned, and Valen going on with the win. But afterwards, you've got Jasmine Nix jumping in, kind of getting a little revenge for JC Jane, and they're still, keeping JC Jane in the storyline, but Jasmine kind of weak on the jump in, but it is what it is. But they go from there. You got a Tony D and the family kind of promo with that big awkward cup, which Tony D looks like he's carrying around a chihuahua or something. I don't know. That big awkward cup. But Stax and Axiom are there, and you got Nathan and Cristiano. Kind of Stax lets Axiom and Nathan know, the champs, that they've been kind of ducking the OC. And that causes a reaction, but it gets the reaction for a tag match, because they said they'd rather put the belts up against NXT people instead of main roster people. So they said, well, what about us? Stax and Luca. So, bam, gonna lead to a match. And they, of course, they let us know that NXT is coming to Sin City. So, gonna have a little UFC style in Las Vegas with NXT coming up. And then you got a Gallus promo that's good, Gallus, the last time they had a little three-man combo that they brought in, it was, the Shield. But definitely not as imposing in the manner that the Shield was, but could they make a main roster run? And that's left to be seen, of course, but so you're going to have that match between Tony D's family with Stax and Luca and Axiom and Nathan Frazier. And you know what you're going to get out of Axiom and Nathan. Look, they even mess up one time on a move, and it still looked good, because they're just flying around. They're just vertically challenged is their only problem. Man, they are fast. And also in the promo earlier, they did mention something about A-Kid being on that big trophy, and Axiom, I don't know. But anyway, the match itself pretty good. You even got Stax coming in going, yo, whoa, let's slow it down. But they've got to let the champs, though. They're not going to take the belts off of them. this quick. I mean, they're real popular right now. Look, they had to dust off, our man R-Truth and then make the Miz popular again. And, and that's the only reason that he is. So with all the chaos and everything going on, that is the chaos brought in by No Quarter Catch Crew showing up and jumping Tony D on the outside and causes a distraction. I believe it's Nathan that ends up small packaging Stacks, and the win is for the champs. But then you've got a melee on the outside with Tony D and the family going against the No Quarter Catch Crew, which is, it's going to lead up to something on down the road. That. But after the match, you think it's all over, and bam, you got the OC come out of nowhere and drop the champs. So, okay. They're setting up something. Hey, man, I wouldn't mind a little OC run for a week or two and then let them lose the belts back. But, we'll see how it goes. You got a little spot with Mr. Stone, and he's speaking to one of the NXT ladies, and Alexis King comes up and lets him know. And, Alexis King has really kind of shined with the stick. I mean, he has really done good. And, of course, the almighty, the all-knowing Ava shows up to save Mr. Stone. But, Alexis has had to say, and Ava says pretty much, you've got a match coming up, but I'm not going to let you know who it is. So we go from there. They bring out the big champ there. They bring out Oba, Femi, and nothing. They go to a commercial break, and they're bringing the big guy out for a little commentary. And then they go, when they come back from commercial break, though, they do go to Chase U with Ridge Holland, and Riley and Ridge get into it. And so Ridge pretty much said, hey, I gave you the benefit of the doubt, and you're not giving it to me. So that's going to be a match coming on up probably next week. But after that, you do have that triple threat match with Wesley, Josh Briggs, and now that the big Viking has been hurt by the Gallus boys, you got Joe Coffey in there. And you originally think, because Briggs and Wesley are really staring Coffey down like, okay, here comes the payback. And they do it for a minute or two, but it basically goes into a triple threat there, and match pretty good. Pretty good for these guys. I just hope they don't end up turning Briggs into like a Baron Corbin, a quick little run and then he's out. They don't really give him a push. I mean, Briggs, I'm hoping good things for him. Big guy, got the look and the attitude. So, and he even has a Kevin Nash envious choke slam spree and tries to pin both guys. And of course, that's not going to work. But, the match, as I said, pretty good match. Can't complain at all. It's going to come out, though, with, kind of, to me, a little bit of a kind of a weird ending. And I got to say, Oba, really, really good on the mic. I liked his little color commentary, not too much, just enough, But anyway, they end up a double pin on Briggs because of a series of offensive flurries. So Wesley and Joe Coffey pin. So, I don't know, kind of a weird ending. It doesn't make Josh look so bad, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But after that, they got a Carmen and Natty promo with their matching outfits. And then you got Aris and Nofi and Blade doing their little promo spot. And, I like Nofi and Blade. So I hope, with the experience now that they've got on TV each week, I hope that helps him on down the road. But they kind of making him a little comical right now. But, hey, they are on TV. And you've got Oba and Ava. And, Ava, with all her knowledge and wisdom from all her years of experience, she says that pretty much to Oba that it's going to be a triple threat. So, not really what Oba was wanting, but, yeah, we'll see. Then you got Brindley Reese and Jada Parker with OTM. Coming out for their qualifying North American ladies match. And don't like to be so negative. I'll just say these ladies need more time. I can see Jada. I can definitely see some, something that she could do. And hey, Brindley, maybe. They need more time. And hey, we're going to have Sexy Red showing up on NXT. Yeah, Sexy Red. She says she's going to RKO someone. So yeah, Sexy Red. Come in, but you got a little spot. They do a few little promos where they do Valen and Jasmine, which, maybe setting up a future endeavor on down the road. And then you've got somebody in pajamas that's sleepy, loves her sleepy time, apparently is on her way back. Wonder who that might be. Then you're going to have Roxanne, the champ. And I'm kind of liking the heel, the turn that she made. Does a little better with it, a little AJ-ish, not so bad at all. But then you've got Lexis King coming out for his match against an unknown opponent. And so he gets out there, gets on the stick a little bit, it does good. Riles the crowd up good, and then they say, well, the music starts, and it's Mr. Stone. I'm like, oh no, here we go. They had Braun over on Raw feeling disrespected by his opponent, so he takes it out on everybody. Ricochet. So you wonder what is going to happen here. Well, then you hear some more music, and it ends up being Dante Chen. That is from the Level Up show, and from my understanding, it was Lexis King's first match on NXT, and he is Mr. Chen is the first Singapore-born NXT, or I guess WWE star. But hey, the match, Chen looks really good. He's a big guy. He's got the look. I could see a little superhero-ish. Does good in the match, but Lexis has got a little bit more ring time and a little more savvy. And he thinks he's about to pull off the big win when Mr. Stone jumps up on the apron. The apron outside the ropes. The supposedly the hardest spot of the ring. Which, really, come on, you're picking them up off the floor and laying them down. But anyway, that's a story for another day. But yeah, Lexis gets distracted, and Dante gets a chance to do a couple more flurries, a couple more moves, a little bit more offense. You think maybe? No. Lexis shuts him down, gets ready to do his finishing move. And, then you have Mr. Stone now getting up on that apron, the hardest part of the ring. And, kind of taking his jacket off, causing a distraction, and bam. We have another almost pin go awry. And so, little distraction, a little here, a little there. And now, he's been up on the ring twice. And Mr. Chin gets the distraction and rolls him up for a big NXT win. So, hey, take them how you can get them. Well, they go from there. You got Baszler and Lola Vice putting their gis on, getting ready, and Baszler kind of says, "Hey, leave the dancing for the back." And Miss Vice says, "Hey, pretty much she's young, she's a Latino, and she wants to shake her booty." But they go on out to the match, but they gotta have the champ come out. So Trick, whoop that Trick, he comes out and tells the crowd to chill because he's a little serious, and he wants to let Noam know that it was not him that attacked him, because he's been there before and he wouldn't do that. So Mensa comes out and he's got the ladies with him, and Lash is, it was a perfect time, I thought, for Lash to go. He couldn't have done it because he was with me, and that would have caused I kept expecting it, but it did not happen. Not to say that it won't. But yeah, so we get a little things going on, about to get into a fight, and here comes Joe Coffey. Gallus Boys comes out, and he introduces himself and explains to Trick that the mood is about to change, because here comes Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, and they proceed to put a butt whooping on Trick. Well, Javon, young OG, he's got to come out and save the day. He comes in some wild-looking pants, I got to say. But he comes in, couple good offensive moves, but the Gallus brothers the boys are just a little too much. And then Trick makes one more chance back, but to no avail. So the Gallus do their stand. And man, oh man. All right, so after that, we've got Mr. Stone and Mr. Chin and Ava all giving each other flowers and telling each other, hey, you did it. All right, so that leads us up to Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler going against Miss Carmen and Miss Natty in their matching outfits, the Canadian Connection. And I guess this is a revenge match, but man, Lola and Shayna do the quick tags in and out, and they carry that on really good. Now, as far as the match goes, it really it looks like Shayna and Lola really have to dumb down a lot of their routine they're doing, because Carmen just isn't quite ready. She's got some offensive moves and looks good in a standing position doing some moves, but interacting. Natty is good. She's a seasoned vet. Sometimes some of her moves you don't understand them. They don't look good, but they're setting something else up, and that's where her chain style of wrestling comes from. But with these ground and pound, this MMA style that Shayna's got, and a little bit to the extent of Lola, it just seems like maybe they're I don't know, when they're setting the other person up, it kind of looks really bad. It's like they don't know how to not smack the crap out of somebody too well. But hey, the quick tags, the moves really good. They kept Carmen in and out. They let her get the pin in this, and I guess it closes the door on this saga, or on this drama, or this episode. But after the match, you've got Shayna going over to help Lola out, and Lola gets up and smacks her upside the head with a big kick, man. So, out of one story closing, we now have another one opening. So you know that Shayna's going to be back to build up Lola and do the, do what they do. Once you make it to the main roster, you try to help build more and more. So, the Hearts did use a closing move, or Natty did use a old Hart, Hart Foundation move to close it out too. So a little something there, I guess, but after that, though, the fight that, Shayna and Lola had, they're going to have Underground coming up. So, they fight all the way outside, and of course they're going on, about that. And then Shayna gets the mic and says that she wants Underground at Battleground. So, the match wasn't that good. The end was okay. It is what it is. You know what they say, folks. But, not so bad. Not so bad of a show. It's setting something up for on down the road. You got Battleground on the way. You've got, the ladies' North American title matches coming up. So, hey, all in all, Tony D in the no quarter, they're, trying to work a little something with that. So that's carrying on. So we will see where it goes from here. But man, we got Braun making his impact. Lyra making her impact from NXT on the main roster. So representing really good. I haven't seen, Dijak. Or, and I know they're going to debut Blair out there. They've done, they're doing the promos and got her started out. So we'll see where they're taking from this draft. And Carmelo, look what they've done with him. They threw him right into the fold. So, and he's done good. He's shined. So, hey, the NXT stars going to the main roster and really doing something impactful. Kind of good to see the next generation coming on up, and with all these shows of trying to get to NXT to try to get to the main roster, we've got plenty of viewing content coming up for a long time. But all right, guys, it's storming really bad here. I had to, redo the show because of some hiccups with the weather coming in. So please excuse anything that you've heard before. And thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to listen, of course. And, as always, if you can, and if you have the time, get out and help a shelter or rescue. Do what you can. This time of the year, it really gets rough on those shelters and rescues. And, of course, spay and neuter if you can and when you can. There's programs out there. All right, guys, this is Memphis Mark, and I'm going to end it the way I always do. I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.